But the question, is the world ending, is a very good question. And the answer is yes, if you're lucky. What is the world? What is your world? Right? What does it consist of? It consists of a lot of partial understanding. The other word for that is ignorance. So you're having a certain kind of experience right now of the world, right? And that experience involves the absolute conviction that you are an individual, that this world is populated by other individuals and objects, that everything is solid, that life is very, very meaningful, that you should try to prove yourself and demonstrate your worth and create a sense of safety for yourself out of your belongings and your relationships and your jobs and all those kinds of things. This is your world. You think the reasons why things happen is because of something in your childhood, or maybe some mechanical reason that we call some scientific reason, basically. So this is most people's world. Most people are walking around in this kind of a world. Basically a material world, where then there's maybe something called spirit thrown in there into the mix. Right? And this world that you're living in, your ordinary mind world, has to be utterly destroyed. And it will actually be destroyed. In the course of waking up and coming to understand your real nature, all of your convictions about what this world is will be destroyed. And you will discover your real nature and what reality actually is, which is unlimited, unending, and immortal consciousness and energy. In almost every age, there's two kinds of people. And one way to say that is there's two kinds of people. There's people who think there's two kinds of people. And then the people who don't care. No, but grossly speaking, there's people who think they're living in the greatest time, and then there's people who think they're living in the worst time. In every age of human existence, there's the Mayan calendar ends. Some form of the Mayan calendar ends. And people have the conviction that they're living through a time of tremendous transformation. And we recapitulate this in our own lives. We're always going through a transition. Things are always we're always trying to find whatever it is that's going to settle us more, right? So I understand from some people that informed me about this on Facebook that their interpretation of this thing about the Mayan calendar is that it's just a time when things will transform radically in some way. So, in every age there's been that perception that things are transforming radically. And some people look forward to it and some people don't, right? Some people look back nostalgically to the good old days, and some people are very excited about the transformation. And we just take it from there. In truth, everything here is completely impermanent and constantly changing and constantly in transition. Our lives are uneven. And we have moments where things seem to be greatly falling into chaos and destruction. And we have other moments where things seem to be building up and going our way, we think. We like to have things get built up, right? That's our kind of cultural karma here in the United States. We always want to have more. But that's not real. Things are always dying at the same time that they're being born. And we live in this experience of constant flux. Underlying that is something that has that experience of flux as its life process, which is Shiva nature, or consciousness and energy. or what we call God, or what we call reality, or what Ma just called that, right? When we do a lot of spiritual practice, or maybe we only have to do a little because we did a lot some other time and now we're coming into the human realm all primed. But most of us have to do a lot, including me. When we do a lot of practice, we start to make contact with that aliveness that is continuous and unbroken, and that never is born and never dies. So this is the real meaning of immortality. This is the real meaning of immortality. Not that our experiences don't come and go. Experiences come and go just like your thoughts. If you look at your thoughts are extremely ephemeral. A thought is here and gone in a second. Well, everything is exactly like that. Our bodies are here and gone in a second. Our families are here and gone in a second. The giant things that we build are here and gone in a second. This is just the nature of this experience. But when we do a lot of practice and we start to lose that world that we thought was the whole story, when we start to have an expanded experience of reality beyond the limitations of this world that we think is all there is, or we think our perception of it is real, then we start to have actual tangible contact with that never-ending current of livingness that is our real source of an experience of immortality. This body will never be immortal. Everything will be destroyed. Now, the thing is that when you do start to live more from this base of this never-ending livingness, this alive, aware consciousness, when you start to live more from that base, then these questions about destruction, about creating and destruction, really lose a lot of their importance. Is something going to end, or is it going to stick around? Is something going to go the way we want it to? Is some new venture going to work out? Something we're trying to create, right? These principles of creation and destruction. Something going to work out, or is it not going to work out the way that we want it to? These kind of questions start to lose their importance in our lives. Right now, a lot of people, whether something they want they're going to get, whether something they're trying to do is going to work out, whether a relationship they're in is going to stick around, whether someone they love is going to live or die. These are the questions that structure most of our lives, right? Are we going to succeed at something that we're trying to do? These are the questions and that really we spend 99% of our time thinking about and trying to manage, right? And they're the source of all of our stress and suffering, those kinds of questions in our lives. And they really start to lose their meaning. There starts to be a real perception that everything that happens is the same on a deeper level or a larger level or a different level, however you want to put it. Even though we have all these different textures and colors, we have all these different flavors of life, an infinite variety of flavors, that they're all flavors. They're all still flavors. So, you know, no flavor is less interesting than any other flavor, really.